Howdy, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Liberty Libations on this, the 15th day of September, 2022. I'm still kind of setting things up, kind of watching Thursday Night Football as we speak, but we should be having some visitors tonight. I think Shane Hazel may be dropping by. I know Nick Soselski is going to drop by. If you would like to join in on the live stream, chat at us, send us some comments through, I think only Facebook and YouTube I can actually see on my software. So if you're commenting on Twitter, I can't see it, but we'd be happy to have anybody. Well, we'd be happy to have some people come on the stream with us and talk some Liberty stuff. Let's see. I'm going to try something that I haven't done before. See if this thing works. Try to play a video through here. Let's see if this works. Video. Oh man, maybe not. I wonder if my screen share is the same thing. It will share audio as well. I don't think it will. Let's find out. Share screen. 2 monitors, good computer. Some screens let you share audio. Look for share audio checkbox on the next window. Let's see. It does not let me. Oh, yes. Share tab audio. Beautiful. How about that? So, for those who haven't seen Alex Stein, 99, he does some pretty hilarious and outrageous things in DC. He used to be a comedian. Maybe he still is. I don't know. But he does things like this.
I was trying to grab my thing. Look, you're too slow. He's too slow, Navy SEAL. It's funny, Dan, how you said you're tall. I'm small, but I'm so much taller than you, Dan. I'm so much bigger than you. You're just a little sad little boy. I'm the little one. This is, yeah, imagine me calling you out because you're a globalist. Oh, I got a job. I work for the Blaze. I make a lot of money. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, Dan. Yeah, I make a lot of money. Yeah, I'm a loser.
This is the guy who tells veterans about their service.
Yeah, because those are weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. I'm anti-war. Yeah, I'm anti-war because I don't believe. Did you guys find any weapons of mass destruction?
As a matter of fact, we did.
Oh, where was? Oh, what weapons of mass destruction? This guy.
You're actually going to go down this route, Alex.
Yeah, because we don't have any weapons of mass destruction.
You're looking like a fool right now.
You're
telling
you're
veterans,
the one that's getting more money to Ukraine. We have a homelessness. We have so many issues here in America. Who cares more about Ukraine? Yeah, it was. You guys' service was wasted for globalists and bankers.
You are the modern day version.
Oh, I'm the modern day version. You worry more about Ukraine than our border.
You are the modern day version.
He cares more about Ukraine than he does about America. So you're a globalist. Why don't you take care of America? You don't care. That's your problem, Dan. You don't care about America. You don't care about Texas.
You're disgusting.
Do you think there's an invasion?
You used to be a comedian,
Is there an invasion on our border right now?
You used to be a comedian.
Is there an invasion on our border right now?
Maybe you should go back.
I still am a comedian. Is there an invasion on our border?
You're not very good at comedy.
Will you admit that there's an invasion on our border?
Of course there's an invasion on our border.
Yeah, but you won't do anything about it. But why do you give 80 billion to Ukraine? Why do you give 80 billion to Ukraine?
I think you're getting the numbers wrong there, buddy.
Oh, what are we at, 100 billion now?
No, it's not even close.
What are we up to now, Dan? And they even say none of those weapons even go to the front lines. So why don't you start caring about America? You don't care about America at all, Dan. You're a globalist, you're a traitor, you're a dwarf. There's Dan Crenshaw. Come on. Come on, dude.
Modern day version of the people.
Oh, I'm a piece of shit. You're the one that's a globalist. You're killing young children for no reason, sending them to war for nothing.
I gotta be ID, right? Yeah, you're harassing a member. An officer controlling harassing a member.
Am I under arrest?
No, you're being stopped in the ID. So not right now. You're being stopped. I just need some identification. You can hand it to her.
for future reference, when you're wanting to interview members, you cannot physically stop them from going their way.
I'm not trying to
didn't-
come back. I didn't physically stop anybody.
I'm just letting you know from what we were getting from members of the public was that you were harassing members that were trying to go back and forth to their votes. You are not allowed to do that. So I'm going to let you know the rules and the laws that you are being told that you are breaking. And I'm going to let
She
you know
sucks.
that's what you cannot do.
I mean, she totally sucks. I
You
mean,
are allowed to leave.
she
Thank you.
she literally actually
Thank you. This is just trying to ask politicians some questions, and then they come and detain me. What a joke.
I mean, genius. That
The balls to go after eye patch McCain in person.
oh, it's so funny. We're gonna get into some more here in a bit, but how many billions of dollars have we funded or given to Ukraine? What's your guess, Nick?
200.
200 billion?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Has the U.S. sent to Ukraine? This is why you use Brave, y'all, because Brave actually will give you the correct, actual results that you want to see, and not just things that Google screens first. Let's see. Biden announces additional $1 billion in weapons. U.S. sending $1 billion more. Let's see. U.S. historic proportions. All right, it's probably not 200 billion. I'm going to say that. The administration noted that. Well, here, I'll just share the screen. Let's see. How do I change it? I wonder. Can I just change it? Here, I'm going to remove it, stop the screen share the screen again, and do a different Brave tab. Here we go. There we go. Administration noted that on occasion that the total military assistance committed to Ukraine this year had reached 12.9 billion and more than 15.5 billion since 2014. So this year, 12.9 billion, and Biden asked them to approve an additional 13.7 billion. Let's see. Some analysts estimate the true figure of the U.S. commitment to Ukraine is much higher, up to 40 billion in security assistance, or $110 million a day over the last year.
And who knows what else they're funneling through the backgrounds.
Yes, I mean these are always low estimates. Like it's always more than this, always. But I mean, Dan Crenshaw really got it. Dude, it's one of the funniest videos. Oh, that's the second one. He did another one before that, which I'll show here in a bit, but I just thought that was hysterical.
He also did one with Swalwell.
Yes, I saw the Swalwell one. He did one with AOC. Has he done any ones with
Well,
anybody
the
else?
AFC was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but still hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Has he done anything with anybody else?
I saw him with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yeah?
I
Interesting.
believe on Twitter he called her his favorite big booty Georgian.
So tying in the AOC remarks.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
But she was actually posing for a picture with him.
Okay, so he seems like friendly with her kind of deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, that is so funny. I mean, that's just hilarious. Anyway, Nick, how's it going, buddy?
Hanging out, Thursday night, finally.
Finally. Do you not work Fridays?
I work from home on Fridays. So.
Nice. Me too. I don't
Yeah.
I don't leave my house on Fridays, generally speaking.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice start to the weekend because we also, usually knock off around 3:00 on Fridays.
Ooh, nice.
A couple hours early. So
beat that rush hour.
Oh.
Or is it all
whenever I'm at home?
Yeah, it's always rush hour here in Georgia.
Yeah.
Or here in Atlanta. So, what do you have any Liberty news for us to chat about or anything?
I'm
What's been going on
trying to
here?
think of what good stuff's going on.
I know
You
on
dropped this.
Sunday we're gonna go. A lot of people are gonna be at the Shane Hazel or campaign for Shane Hazel up at the Battery and at the Braves game.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun walking around, talking to people. Hopefully, our favorite. Hey, Zach showed up.
You're muted, Zach.
Yeah, I'm muted. Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna mute myself because there are a lot of dogs.
All
My
right,
webcam
well,
died, so we get this weird like profile of me. But
Yeah,
I'm using
why?
a different one.
Wait, you have two webcams?
Well, I normally use one that's like in front of me, but now I have my
Oh.
laptop like over to the side where I usually ignore it, and now it's just
yeah, I
like
mean,
this
my
weird
laptop's
profile.
like down here, and I've got my webcam up there. I've got a camera up there.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess I do have two cameras. I got this one and then my actual webcam. So that makes sense. Do PCs come with webcams in them or do you have to buy them?
My laptop has one. I just got a new PC for work, and it's got one. It's nice.
All right. I imagine it's way better than the camera that comes in the Macs because these things are old and terrible.
No idea.
Well,
This is the first new computer I've had in like 6 years. It's
nice.
pretty nice. Like the one that I've been using is just like on its last leg. I've put it through a lot.
Yeah, my laptop's like that. It's been around the world and definitely shows. Zach, welcome to Liberty Libations, man.
What's up?
We haven't actually spoken outside of like messaging in a while. How you been?
Doing all right. Started a new job recently, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, like the work environment's great. I'd rather be, sitting on the beach eating a coconut, but if you got to work, it's not so bad.
Nice.
Other than that, just doing, LP stuff and
What
hanging
kind
out
of
with you
LP
guys
stuff?
a little bit.
You're now the chair of the Libertarian Party of Georgia, right?
Yeah, I kind of fell into that. Showed up at a convention a few years ago and agreed to be a representative, whatever that is. I literally left and then asked somebody outside what that meant, and he kind of gave me a rundown. Did that for like, a year, kind of just helping where I could. And then at some point, the vice chair wanted to resign. Like, hey, will you do it? And I'm like, sure. I don't know what that is either, but I'll try it. And then, vice chair is next in line for chair when the chair quits, and that's what happened. So here I am. Never
Gotcha.
really elected, but
I mean, you got elected vice chair this go around.
oh yeah, that's true. That was so uneventful though. It's just like, will you keep doing it? Sure. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're just kind of a shoo-in at that point if you've already been doing it for that long,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an accomplishment for you, Zach. I'm just going to tell you.
No.
Anyway, we were just watching. We're going to watch another one here in a second. Alex Stein videos. Have you been watching any of those?
Oh yeah,
dude.
I check them out. They're fun.
There are some of my favorite things to watch. Let's see. See if I can get this Eric Swalwell one up and running. It's fantastic.
Eric, is this Fang Fang the Chinese spy, Eric? Remember when you slept with that Chinese spy, Eric? Why don't you ever talk about that, Fang Fang? Remember you're banging Fang Fang? Did she give you... People are saying that she gave you an insertion. Is that true? This is the guy's banging Chinese spies. Nobody investigates you, Eric. Why is that? Nobody investigates this guy banging Chinese spies like it's no big deal.
I heard him say he was going to hire a Chinese actress and call her Fang Fang and have her tag along. I hope he still does that.
I'm guessing that wasn't her right there.
I think that guy or that lady's with Eric.
Dude. I mean, the stones on somebody to like actually do that to Congress people is incredible.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I don't think I could do. I think I'd be like just sweating and
You've like got to get into character with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it
mean,
helped
he's
that
got-
he was a comedian.
Yeah, and I mean his public comment videos that really gave rise to him.
Yeah.
You know, especially that, that rap he did.
Oh my gosh.
There were a bunch of them.
Some people still think those are real, which is hysterical.
They were just so over the top. I mean,
Serious, right?
they were
Like they were real. He really did it, right? It's just
Yeah.
not.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah, just some
like, it
people
was-
think it was for real, like serious
Oh,
stuff.
He
yeah.
was a serious person and not a
And
comedian.
the first time
doing-
I saw it, I had no idea what was going on. I'm just like, who is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
what is this? I'm pretty sure I turned it off like 10 seconds in
Yeah.
and then really appreciated it later and just like
Yes.
binged all of them.
That's kind of how it happened with me too. Like at first I was like, is this just some psychotic person at a city council meeting? Turns out no, it's just a comedian, which is
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
just going off on his pimp on the blimp.
Do y'all have any
And then
libations with you?
I don't right now.
A White Claw or
That-
Truly.
That's a truly. Cheers. Slancha.
Mazel.
Is that your cheers of choice? Do you have a
You
cheers
took
of
all
choice?
the good ones. I couldn't think of any more.
Nostrovia.
Yeah.
There's a good one.
Skull.
Skull. Yeah, that's a great one.
The more you guys think of, like, there's more panicked I become. Like, I can't think of even any. I'm forgetting all words now.
What's
L'Chaim.
what's the German one? There's a popular
Oh.
German one that we should know.
Let's see. Japanese is Kampai.
Yeah,
And then-
Kampai. That's a good one.
Korean is close to that, I think, isn't it?
I have no idea about Korean. My
I think
wife
it-
lived
it
in Japan
means
for
the same
a
thing.
couple of years. Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember what the German one is.
Korean is Gyeonbae, which
Gyeonbae.
it's not close. It's close to Chinese, I think, but I don't know.
It does sound more like Chinese. Let's see. 5 German toasts you can use at Oktoberfest. No, these aren't correct.
Trying to think what they say in Latin America. Just salute, I guess. But I feel like
Salute,
there's
yeah.
something else.
That's a classic. Oh, Prost is German.
Prost. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, there's the one.
Well, they might say that in Latin American too, and like
Prost.
certain
Argentina.
parts of Argentina.
Our first Nazi reference. I love it.
Yeah. I've been to that place that it's supposed to be like German towns. I don't know. I didn't notice any like blonde-haired people walking around, but I'm sure they're there. I went to
What place was it?
Bariloche. Bariloche is one of them.
Do you know how to spell it?
Dude, I can't even spell English. So
You said Barrel Loche or Barrel Noche?
Okay, here it is. Bariloche.
Barrel Loche.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be a pretty big German town.
Interesting. Yeah, San Carlos de Bariloche, known as Bariloche. Huh.
But all those places are pretty cool. They're
When did you
super
go there?
pretty. I used to work for a company that almost all of my coworkers were Argentinian, or if not Argentinian, they would just be from like somewhere in Latin America.
Yeah.
So we would go down there every year or so and just hang out for a month with them.
Did you go to
Usually
any
work
soccer
would pay
games?
for not like professional or anything. We went and played soccer once, and I got stomped, but I mean, like
You didn't go
embarrassingly
watch,
so.
Well, you're an American, of course you're gonna
Yeah.
stop. You didn't go to any you didn't go watch Messi or anything like that.
Nah, it didn't.
That's like a bucket list thing. Although I think he's retired now, so that bucket list is shot. Is he retired? Y'all don't know soccer, do you?
No idea.
You're asking the wrong guy on that one.
Do y'all play fantasy football at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. How'd you do in week 1?
my one team I lost with. Small
Yeah.
loss, but
I got
that happens. The other team,
slaughtered.
I was the highest scoring team in the league week 1. So
Nice.
that's a good start to the season.
Heck yeah.
That's only a $50 league. The other league's a $200 league. So,
jeez, $200. I won't do that.
yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for so long, and every couple of years, it's like, you guys want to up the stakes?
Yeah, I get that. You need a little more juice.
Yeah,
Here-
it's like, winning and getting over $1,000 is kind of a.
Oh yeah, that's a good payout.
That's what it takes for Nick to feel alive anymore.
I mean, last year I think I was number 1 in that league last year, going into the playoffs, and blew it in the semis, and ended up taking 3rd, which at least that means I kept my money.
There you go. I haven't won a fantasy football championship since 2011.
I won that league last in, I want to say, 2018.
Well, good for you. You're amazing.
Because I bought Bitcoin with the winnings and some other shit coins. But
I found the original Dan Crenshaw video. Let's take a look because I want to laugh some more.
Dan, I'm with the one, the only. I run into the man. The one, the only, Dan Crenshaw. I patched McCain. But Dan, why are you retweeting Dave Portnoy saying he wants me to fail? F me. Why'd you retweet all that? I'm going to put it in the video, but why'd you retweet all that?
What do you think, Alex?
I know, but why don't you like me? We're both from Texas. I can help you out. You're just not America first. You're a globalist. You're giving more money to Ukraine.
You assaulted a 65-year-old woman.
I didn't touch. You're such a liar. We have it on tape. See, this guy's still lying. I bet McCain's out here still lying. You're so full of it, dude. That's why you're gonna lose, dude. I know you don't know. You don't think that it's gonna happen, guys. This guy's a traitor.
Are you an adult?
You're a globalist. Yeah, I'm an adult calling you out. You lost your eye for weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist, and you don't even call it out. Weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist, bud. You know that. Let me hear you say something about that.
In that other video, Dan Crenshaw just acts so offended. Like, do you think he actually cares, or is that just a tool for him? Like, I can act offended, and people will
playing a part.
I think he's playing a part. I think it's funny. You'll see. So I watched Parks and Rec, rewatched it recently, and Biden has a guest appearance. McCain has a guest appearance. Like Pelosi, like all these people. I don't know Pelosi.
I think all the worst.
It's unbelievable how good of an actor they always are. Every single one of them. None of them are awkward. None of them are weird. Because normally when you have a guest actor who isn't an actor, they're terrible and you can tell. But like Biden just seemed like an actor because that's all he freaking does or did. Now he doesn't know what he's doing, but like they're just acting all the time.
Yeah, it probably helped that they were in their element too in that show. It's like you're in some government building and you just have to walk up and like act like you're interested in this person. That's what they do every day, I guess. But
yeah, I pretty much just watched that show for Ron Swanson.
Yeah,
it would have. I mean, Biden could probably sniff someone's hair or something, and that would be a little bit more realistic.
I really wish that had happened.
We talked about corn pop and
corn pop. Oh my gosh. Let's see what else.
Did you ever see that Freedom Tunes video that they did of Biden? They had just Biden's audio telling that story, and they just animated it.
I have not. I don't watch much Freedom Tunes. I really should because I
haven't for a while, but that was a funny one.
Cheers, Hugh. Slancha in the comments. Hugh Hunts. I like that last name. That sounds cool. Hunts. Yeah, I watch Timcast almost daily, or I listen to it at least. And I've never tuned into Freedom Tunes, which is sad, or Cast Castle or any of their other stuff. Has anybody watched like Cast Castle or anything else besides Timcast?
I think I've watched it once when Alex Jones was on. It was just them derping around the house and having a drink or something. I don't know. It's just like a vlog, I think.
Really interesting. Okay, because I know they're trying to like set up something where they can have basically a 24-hour channel, so they'll have something in every single time slot, so that they can actually get like a channel on YouTube or whatever, have their like or official YouTube channel or whatever it is, be sponsored by them. That's interesting. What else does I just like scrolling through Alex Stein videos. Here's the Marjorie Taylor Greene. I haven't seen this one yet, so let's
I didn't see if he actually did a video with her, but I saw a picture of it. Yeah.
Let's see. It's so annoying that I can't switch which Brave tab I'm using through StreamYard. I have to unpublish it and then republish it. Here we go.
I'm with my favorite big booty Georgian congresswoman. Don't get mad. Oh my gosh, don't be like AOC. She's the best. She's about to go in there and kick some butt and take some names. We love you, America First. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you guys.
They kicked me out, but luckily, Marjorie will still say hey. All right, peace. Georgian congresswoman. Don't get mad. Oh my gosh, don't be like AOC. She's the best. She's about to go in there and kick some butt and take some names. We love you, America First.
Interesting.
That one's way worse.
Yeah, it's not as fun when they're playing along.
Yeah,
they're happy to be on.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's got
nothing beats like AOC freaking out or I mean,
we'll get to that one here in a second for those who haven't seen it. But like that's a pretty sweet, like tiny little rig he's got. It's just an iPhone. Oh my gosh, dogs, get out of here! All right, invaded by 4 dogs.
Invite them on.
Yeah, Socks and Axel would not be good guests. They would just take over the mic. They're very pushy. But my dogs would be fine. There's Penny and Echo. You want to come say hi? Come here, bud. Echo, say hello. There you go. Talking to the mic. This is Echo, yeah. He's very sweet pup, very chill. Right, buddy?
Good boy, buddy. Good boy.
Anyway. Zach, do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have 3 dogs.
Really?
A Yorkie, a pit bull, and something that's kind of a Yorkie.
What does that mean?
Just he kind of looks like a Yorkie, but he also kind of doesn't. He's a mutt, but someone gave it to us, and like he was the devil for about 2 months, and we figured out that they had basically starved him. I just didn't know how big he should be.
Oh no!
So once we started feeding him, he was like perfect dog afterwards. But
wow, when
I first got him, I'm just like, this is a small dog, and then he was still insane because he was hungry all the time. But
we do Rover, so we sit for people's dogs, and we got this one dog recently that was just so overweight, it was depressing. And like they gave us his food. Obviously they give us his food. We kept him for a week, and it was like give him like 7 treats at every meal, along with this massive like bag of what was basically frozen cornmeal. So it's like what they used to fatten pigs, basically. Wow. And this poor dog, he was so happy. He was such a good dog, but he they really do not take good care of him, which is really sad.
I feel like dogs are just as happy eating like carrots as treats. At least mine are. I give them like carrots and broccoli and stuff, and they love it. They lose their mind.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. It's very sad when you see that happen, but it's really cool. I really like doing Rover. It's really nice to have a bunch of dogs running through the house all the time. That sounded sarcastic. It was not. Let's see. How far down do I have to scroll to get to his AOC thing? Y'all know?
Probably pretty far.
Yeah. Oh, nope. Found it. All right, y'all. For anybody who hasn't seen it, I mean, I know there's only 3 people watching, but whatever. That's half the point, is to get more people watching this. Here's the first one I saw of him doing this to senators.
AOC, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina. I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale. AOC, my favorite big booty Latina.
You can see her like Wrangler or PR or whatever trying to corral her back in.
Yeah, that was definitely like a friend who's seen somebody go off before, and it's like, nope, don't do it, not today.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And the other one was her boyfriend or fiance or whatever, and he's
Oh,
just
really?
like, I'm getting out of here with the dog.
Wow, man, what a wimp. He didn't like. I would like you. I don't know. I feel like
got
you
in
gotta
his
step in
face and
front,
said something,
or
Yeah.
just step in front so he can't see her at all.
Yeah, it's
I don't
crazy
know.
that the guy wearing a mask outside was a wimp. He didn't do it.
That's bizarre. You would never think that. Yeah, I watched his Alex Stein on Tucker Carlson, and what was hysterical is they're talking about serious things, but like to the side here. Actually, I'll just share the screen. You can see like they're having a full-on normal conversation, but to the side is his him and his axe and city council.
Oh, yeah.
The juxtaposition cracks me up. Just like this is on national TV, and while it's on national TV, you just see this happening.
And they label
Context
him as
isn't great.
Primetime 99 Alex Stein.
That is hilarious. Yeah, this guy's like, he's where I'm from. I grew up in Dallas, so that's just hysterical that was at a Plano, Texas city council meeting. And they're sitting at, look at that table. That's so excessive.
Yeah.
It probably cost more than my car.
It definitely costs more than your car. What was this? What was he doing here? He wasn't actually in the military.
He was.
Oh, he's trying to get
acting like-
people. Yeah.
Yeah, he went
to
to a
join
city
the
council
Ukrainian
meeting
army.
and said he was part of the Ukrainian Foreign Legion and asked them all to join.
I haven't seen that one. That's so good. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical. This is the
Hey,
kind of
guys.
things like we got to do stuff like this.
Yeah. I'm late for another call. I got to jump off here.
All
unfortunately,
right, Zach.
but
That's all right, buddy. Thanks for coming in, though.
No problem.
least
If you
you
guys are
showed
still
up.
going later, I'll hop back on. But
All right, sounds
Jared
good.
hasn't bothered to show up, so
Yeah. Later, Zach.
see you guys.
see it.
Yeah, let's. Shane says he's still not home, so he's not hopping on. Let's. I'm just gonna tag Jared. Let's see, Jared. Where are you at? On. What other news? Is there Liberty news today? I haven't even been on. This is my personal account. I haven't even been on DeKalb. What's going on in DeKalb, y'all?
I don't know. You see the British people are lining up for like 30 hours
What? For what?
to see their dead queen
Why?
because they're British.
Would you line up for 30 hours to see
No.
okay. Would you line up for 30 hours to see Ron Paul's body go by?
I don't think it would be 30 hours.
I agree. But still, I mean, I don't think I would.
But yeah, they're talking like a 10-mile long line or something. And you
Interesting.
can't, or at least they're expecting it to get that big. And they're like, yeah, just think about it. You have to stand in line. You can't leave the line. You can't sit down. You can't lay down. You can't sleep.
Wait, what?
you-
That sounds
'cause you just keep-
terrible.
You just keep moving forward with the line.
Man, I always thought I always get nervous in like a really crowded drive-through So I'm like, I'm just stuck here. Like,
Yeah.
a drive-through seems like a good place to start some type of shooting. And I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying, like, it's creepy. It's weird.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Paula, I agree. We'll never look at AOC in the same way if I have to look at her at all. That's great. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I love that she like angrily turned to him and tried to do like a selfie. It's like, you want to do a selfie? She was very upset about that. Let's see what's going on in Atlanta or in Georgia today. Oh my gosh. Why is Atlanta the like human trafficking capital of the US? That's just an unfortunate thing to be labeled. 8 charges in murder. Wait, on 8 charges in murder of 18-year-old. Goodness gracious. What was that? Let's see. Malice posted it. You see that one?
Maybe.
Cops showed up to supposedly help a kid, and they ended up killing him. It sounds like
I
cops.
heard about that. I didn't see it. I saw the video of the of that one cop that was where she was going off and being completely terrible.
Oh my gosh. What was that? What cop? I mean, obviously a narcissistic douchebag. But like, why would you post that? Why do you think that's okay to post that online?
Because there's no ramifications for it.
This one.
I didn't look into it.
Let's see. This is what's so annoying about this. Let's see. I can't share audio if I share a window, but I can share audio if I share a tab. So that's annoying. Not that there's any audio in this, but police originally said the 22-year-old man was shot and killed while attempting to stab officers. New body camera footage seems to show otherwise. Wow. Interesting. Christian Glass, 22, was killed on June 1st by a Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office deputy. That's a mouthful. During a mental health crisis. He had called 911 after getting his SUV stuck and was hoping for assistance getting it pushed out. But over the course of the next hour, the responding officers threatened him, tased him, shot him with beanbags, and finally shot and killed him. What the crap, man?
How does it go from my SUV stuck to I'm dead?
This is why we need the body cam footage. Like, what is this? Glass shows officers a heart. I mean, that, I'm going to be honest, that image looks creepy.
Yeah.
What is, I don't want to watch 12-minute. Oh, it's a 12-minute video. It doesn't look like he ever got out of the car. But they said he tried to stab them.
Out of the car. Step out of the car.
Marijuana, but also.
Okay. You said on the phone, you know, when you called us, you said on the phone that you had knives. Okay, are they big knives, little knives?
One's the OTF.
Okay. All right. Are we going to stand here all night? You're just going to sit in there and not get help? Well, that's why we're coming by to help. You don't have to be shy. If you want to find your phone, we're okay.
Hey.
It's time to move the night on, okay? We got to move.
Some dude's standing on his car now.
Yeah, that guy's got a shotgun on him. Talk
What
about
the
How you guys are
escalation.
talking
heck?
about the rocks and stuff in there, so I think it was some type of a crash.
You got the knife? Drop it, buddy. Hey. One voice, one voice.
Unlock button.
Nope, he needs to drop that knife. Christian,
Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop
Drop the knife,
He
Christian.
does not have the knife.
It's in his fucking hand, Chief.
Okay, well, I really don't want to watch somebody get murdered.
No.
If you want to finish that, it's on Vice. I'm sure it's all over Twitter as well. But why do cops think it's okay to shoot somebody who has a knife, especially when they're still in their car? That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, a knife can be dangerous, but still in the car, they broke the window.
Yeah, like he hadn't left the car. It didn't seem like he wanted to leave the car. He just wanted to be pushed out of his situation. All of that seemed completely avoidable, but obviously I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so what do I know? That's messed up, man. Let's see. I don't remember what I said. Paula said, because I-75 goes through Atlanta is part of it, Detroit through Ohio to Florida.
That's when you said it. Why is Atlanta the human trafficking capital?
I-75. Interesting. So it's just a good intersection of highways. That's interesting. Oh, Nick, you sent me a YouTube video. What was that?
That was the Freedom Tunes thing that I mentioned earlier. We don't have to go there.
Should we watch it? Or is that going to be like...
I think we've moved past it.
Yeah, I think we
already.
have to. Oh my gosh. Freedom 2.1 million views on that video.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Holy cow. Good for them. That's amazing. What's the Shane Hazel event this Saturday? Isn't there one this Saturday?
Yeah, is it a cannabis panel?
I think so.
I believe.
Here, I'm
Down
trying to pull it up.
at somewhere near the airport.
Oh yeah. If anybody's interested in seeing Shane Hazel speak on a panel this Saturday, the 17th, from 7 to 10, I believe, 8 to 10, somewhere in there, is he's speaking on a cannabis panel at Airport Vapes in Hapeville, right next to the airport. Actually, yeah.
And I think Ted Metz will be there too. I could be wrong.
Ted's going too? Nice.
I think so.
Did you watch our episode of Free Georgia Podcast with him?
I did. Well, listen to it.
What are the odds, do you think, of us getting a strike for that episode?
Fairly good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet already.
Well, I haven't logged in yet. I'm logging in right now just to see if we got a strike. It also took them a few days to put a strike. It took them like a week or two to put a strike on that voting one. Okay, they have not put a strike on it yet, which is
Yet
shocking.
being the key word.
Yet is the key word. Yeah, if anybody's interested, I did a podcast episode with Mr. Ted Metz. We talked a lot about elections, election fraud, election rigging, a whole bunch of very controversial things that YouTube doesn't like us talking about, but we're going to talk about them anyway. And it was great. It was a good episode, I thought. What did you think, Nick?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Very enlightening. Ted knows his stuff when it comes to elections and what he would do as Secretary of State.
He does know his stuff. He does his research. He's been doing this for a very long time. He is the obvious choice for Secretary of State, in my opinion. If you're voting for Raffensperger, you're wrong, and you might be dumb. And if you're voting for B win, I'd like you to tell me one thing about her. Just one thing. Tell me what she looks like. And just one thing, because I have no idea, and I doubt you do either.
I have no clue. I didn't even know who was running against Ted and Raffensperger.
Okay, well, now I know what she looks like, so you can't even tell me what she looks like. She's much younger than I thought she would be. Let's see if I can share this. Stop screen. Share the daggum screen. Oh my gosh. There we go. B. Wynn made history when she was elected as the first Asian American Democratic. There are so many qualifiers right there. Asian American Democratic woman to the Georgia General Assembly in the House
In
of
her district.
District 89. So out of the, I mean, there are how many districts in Georgia, Nick? You know?
No clue.
Let's see. How many state districts are in Georgia? I guess.
There's 180 seats in the House. Yeah.
So 180 districts.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Is that how many? There are also a crap load of counties. Is that how many counties there are as well?
No, there's 156 maybe.
Okay, so close enough.
There's a lot of counties.
First of all, her name is
Probably
B. Like B Win. Just oh my gosh. I mean, how do you vote for somebody and say, yeah, I voted for B Win? It just sounds like you're speaking terrible English.
She was born in Ames, Iowa, grew up in Augusta, was previously the executive director of a nonprofit organization she founded.
Let's watch her campaign ad. You want to?
I can't imagine it's good, but yeah.
I bet it's awesome.
When our voting rights are attacked, we all lose. I'm B. Wynn, and that's why I fought to protect voting rights for all Georgians.
Georgia lawmaker B. Wynn, who single-handedly debunked a claim of voter fraud by Team Trump. You spoke out and you told the truth.
As your Secretary of State, I'll keep fighting to protect our right to vote. B. Wynn is my name, and when we vote, we all win.
That was terrible.
That was awful. Also, I have literally seen evidence that disproves that whole video. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes, which is hysterical. Also, if you have the name B Win, wouldn't your slogan be always be winning? Like,
you would think so.
It's so obvious. I don't.
You could do a lot with her name there, and
yeah,
there's a lot of spins you can put on it, but
that was terrible.
Yeah,
that literally did nothing. There was no like good grounds for her to stand on. That was very just mediocre. I mean, they also used the one time I bet that she's ever stood next to Stacey Abrams.
Well, she was in Stacey Abrams' district, so
interesting.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Although, let's not go down the Stacey Abrams rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, we're saving. I can't figure out how to get in touch with Brad to get him on the show.
Did you message him?
On what?
Twitter?
I looked for him on Twitter, and there's like 6 accounts that look like him.
I sent you the link to his account.
You did?
At one point. Yeah.
Dadgummit.
Because it is a weird one.
Yeah, you may have to resend that to me, because I tried looking for him on Twitter and I could not actually find him, because they don't tag him and stuff either. Like Propaganda Report doesn't tag him in things, which I found frustrating. What else we got here? Let's see. I noticed that I wanted to talk about this, but I can't find the article. I noticed that somewhere in Atlanta, we spent $44 million on a park.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just a park. You just walk through it. It has trees and some grass. There's nothing incredibly special about it. Let's see if I can find that.
Oh, so now we know Jared's watching, but he's not on.
Did he do a private chat? How do you know he's watching?
Because he's just sent a message in the chat, in our private chats.
Oh, there he is. What did he? Jared, you turd. Okay, I got Binkley. Freedom Act Radio. Okay. I'll be messaging him tonight. I want to look up. I just want people to see what they're spending money on. $44 million park in Georgia. Because I got news for you. You don't have to spend $44 million on a park that imitates nature.
You do if you need government jobs.
Well, that's true. Let's see.
And to pay off all your buddies who got you elected.
Dadgummit, I can't find it. I forget where I saw it. This is why there needs to be one app that I just get all of my information from, so I know where things came from. Why didn't I save it? I'm an idiot. Yeah, you heard it here. I'm an idiot, y'all. For those who aren't watching football right now, the Chargers are up 10-7. Chargers have the ball. Second half, 2 minutes left. 3rd and 1. I'm watching it over here on my right screen.
Yeah, you can catch the edge of your TV on your camera.
Oh yeah, here. Maybe you can. There you go. Now everybody can watch with me. How do you like, Nick? Do you like that elk I got over there? Can you see it back there?
Yeah, I can see that.
Nice. I actually found that at when I was at LP Georgia, LP DeKalb canvassing event. We went to some type of like farmer's market where people were selling all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she was amazing. She had a whole bunch of cool paintings and watercolor and drawings of animals.
Yeah.
Oh, my home, or not my hometown, but the town where I live is breaking ground. Here we go. On a $3 million park in Perimeter Center. There's already tons of parks in Dunwoody. Why do we need to spend $3 million on another daggum park?
Government jobs.
Is that just going to be your answer to everything?
I mean, you could ask me about the roads, but I'd probably say government jobs.
Hey, Nick, why do we need the government to build more roads?
We don't.
Is it because of government jobs?
Mostly government jobs.
Okay. Good to know. If we kept this live stream going for like, I don't know, 150 hours, do you think it would ever get the attention of Dave Smith so that he would come do an interview for my movie?
That's a good question.
I bet after 150 hours, we would have -7 people watching.
Probably.
What else we got, Nick?
I'm trying to think, what kind of fun stuff can we talk about?
I'm just kind of scrolling through my Twitter feed of Atlanta or Georgia news.
Here's the live tracker of how long the line is in England right now.
Did you just send me a YouTube thing?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Let's see what we got here. You've got to be kidding me. All right, y'all. This is bananas. Her Majesty. Are you serious? That's how long the dadgum line is?
4.9 miles. Yeah.
The Queen is here, and people are lined up along that entire route.
Estimated time is at least 10.5 hours.
Why? Why would you stand in line for 10.5 hours to see a dead person?
British people.
British people, get it together. What is
You're
going
Irish.
on?
You're Irish. You should have some opinions on this.
I have plenty of opinions, but most of them I'm probably not allowed to say on a live stream. They involve some expletives that I really don't want to start screeching right now. But like, I don't understand. Like, how brainwashed are the people in this line? Do you think it's all brainwashing, or do you think some of these people actually knew the Queen?
I don't think anyone really, besides family, probably knew her. Yeah, the rest of it's just, here's a person who rules you.
That is unbelievable.
Come on, peasants, pay for my castles.
Right. Okay, I actually don't know all that much anymore about how the current monarchy works. Like, is she in charge of anything? Because she's not, right? Like, she doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah, so my understanding is, like, technically the monarch has the power, but in practice doesn't exercise it.
Okay. So they're useless.
Like all bills, like all new laws have to get royal assent for it to be enacted into law.
Goodness
but
gracious.
In practice, it's kind of just a formality. It's just a formality.
Technically what?
Technically, yes. The Queen, or now the King, kind of owns your ass if you live there.
Wow.
Because think about it. Just think about the words also, right? So you're not a citizen, you are a subject.
Ooh, yeah. You're not a citizen. Interesting. So if the now king decided that he just wanted to be an actual dictator, he could probably make that happen.
I mean, technically by the laws, yes.
Interesting.
Now that might cause an uprising, and that's about the only thing keeping it in check there.
Well, yeah, but if you're a dictator, who cares about an uprising? Just kill them all, That's what they've done in the past.
Yeah, so
4.9 miles. And the funny thing is, you're not even really walking 4.9 miles, so you're not getting any exercise. You're not getting any steps in, really. It's like, what, one step? Let's see. You're walking, what is that? 10.5 hours, 5 miles long.
So you are
1 mile every 2 hours or so. Dude, that is so stupid.
You are moving at 4.67 miles per hour, 0.467 miles per hour. Less than half a mile an hour at that rate.
My mom and grandmother went to some zoo and attraction the other day, and my mother sent me a video of how quickly or how slowly my grandmother was driving around on one of those rascal scooters, and that was about the speed. She was just like inching along, and my mom was losing her mind, trying not to freak out on her. Paula is just making the best points tonight. We have our own brainwashed citizens, so I try not to criticize the subjects of the late Queen. Paula, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you tuning in for basically the whole show. You're going to be the first and last comment, I bet, and I very much appreciate that. You're the kind of person who's going to keep this kind of live stream alive and keep us coming back for more. So thank you.
Yeah, she makes a solid point there.
She does make a solid point. Although I will criticize our citizens who are brainwashed too.
Yeah, let's criticize the hell out of them.
Though, you know, I don't know. I feel like I probably could have been brainwashed at some, or I definitely was brainwashed at some point, man. I was a George Bush Republican. So I guess it's just which stage of life are you in? And yeah, if you want to know my swing, I started out as a George Bush Republican, and halfway through my life, I was a Bernie bro. And then I found the light.
How it goes. Then you realized, yeah.
Well, then I found Nick Siselsky, who convinced me to not be an idiot anymore.
That's not how that happened.
No, it isn't. Actually, it was. It's weird how I found the Libertarian Party by watching like first Steven Crowder, then Ben Shapiro, then I think I went to Dave Smith. Paula, you're the best part about this live stream. Thank you. Completely agree. Oh man, Nick, what was your journey to get to libertarianism?
Oh, that's in certain ways somewhat similar what you said there. You know, it was, you know, growing up, you have ideas and you're an idiot. You know,
and you're listening to people who have a lot of authority and who are much smarter and wiser and older than you.
So, you know, any idea you had of the political system before you say graduate high school kind of doesn't count because you're an idiot at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, around 2016, I kind of, you know, caught some of the Crowder stuff and watched that for a little bit. But then I never really got into Ben Shapiro or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
And around that time, I don't know how, but one of the other guys that I worked with started getting in listening to Tom Woods.
Okay.
And stuff. And so he kind of turned me on to that.
Interesting.
As well. And then we both ended up ANCAPs, and it was just
Tom
two
Woods.
of us. It was two of us. Yeah, two of us were, and then that led to Dave Smith and everyone else. And, you know, that's kind of the path on that. And then, so two of us and it was just the two of us, and our boss then had to listen to us discuss our mutual ideas and then make fun of him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I think he did in 2016 vote for Gary Johnson.
All right. I like
so,
that.
The three of us were, you know, it was generally whatever.
This is going to be heresy to a bunch of libertarians, especially Mises folks, but I never really got into watching or listening to Tom Woods. Like I'll listen to podcasts that he does, and I've read some of his stuff, but like it was Dave that got me into it and really got me hooked. And I think Dave explains things in a way that is really good for my brain. And you know, Tom Woods definitely does a ton of good stuff. And like, I've definitely listened to a bunch of him, but I just never got, like, I don't listen to his regularly like a lot of libertarians do.
Yeah. I'm behind right now. I haven't listened to him for probably like 2 weeks or so. And so I'm about 2 weeks probably behind on his episodes, but I've listened to every episode since probably somewhere in 2017.
Interesting. And why do you listen to him regularly as opposed to some other folks?
I mean, I probably listen to them too. I sit at the computer all day. I listen to stuff all day long.
That's fair. Like, so for me, with like making movies and editing, like right now I'm just editing. I can't be listening to things while I edit.
Yeah.
So when you're working, how does that work? Like, are you able to like spare brain function so you can listen to things?
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes I have to think, and sometimes I'm like, all right, I know what I need to do, and I'm designing this part or that part or throwing this together. So it's kind of like, all right, I know what changes need to be made, and I know how to do it. And, you know, it's kind of, I don't have to think too much about exactly what's buttons I'm hitting.
Interesting.
And then, you know, or if I am thinking, then, you know, maybe maybe I'm listening to something that I'm paying less attention to.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay. That's interesting.
But it keeps it, you know, you work in an office and having headphones on kind of makes it easy to not pay attention to everything else going on in the office. Now, you know, it's a small office, you know, there's maybe 10, 12 people that work there. So it's not like it's a huge office with people everywhere and stuff. But yeah, just sit there, and most of the day I'm just listening to stuff.
All right. Well, those don't seem like bad days. Seems like decent. I don't know. I like that. Like when I used to do, like when I do real estate photography, which I do now, I'll listen to things while I shoot houses and stuff, as long as the agent isn't around. I love it when the agent doesn't show up, because then I get to do whatever I want. When the agent does show up, then I have to actually hold a conversation.
Conversations are terrible.
Talking to you right now is friggin' torture. What do we think about what's going on with Larry Sharp in New York? Didn't they just screw him over?
I believe he got screwed over. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with
the like signature count. Didn't they raise the signature count in New York?
Yeah, I know a little bit of that. So yeah, the signature count went crazy high, and he had to get like 50,000 signatures and pulled like 45
my
raw
gosh.
signatures, which, you know, half of, you know, who knows about how many of those are actually good ones and how many they disqualify for this bullshit, you know, this reason or that reason, or
you
know, whatever they can make up to not count it, they'll do. So they did that, and so he filed a lawsuit, and I don't think it's going going well for him on that one.
Well, of course, I mean, if anybody deserves some good stuff to happen to them in the LP, it's freaking Larry Sharp. That dude's an animal.
Yeah, he's a solid messenger. He's a hardcore worker, you know, and it's
all right. Paula found us directly or indirectly from Larry Sharp. And yes, he got hosed. The Conservative Party, I believe, sued him.
Yeah, because I listened to him talking about it at the LNC meeting, and he had his lawyer on because he was trying to get the LNC to pay some money for him to writing campaign.
Interesting. So
I know they were.
Yeah, we only have 2 folks watching right now, but we do actually get some decent amount of people who watch this after the fact. So if you live in New York and you're trying to figure out who to vote for, or know somebody who lives in New York, let's start promoting Larry Sharp, because that dude is amazing. Oh, and look who we have back.
Still not Jared.
The chair himself, the leader of our group, Mr. Zach Barnell. Welcome back.
Hello.
How did your phone call go?
It's good. Talked to Dave Benner for a little bit. We talked about Lord of the Rings for way too long.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there he is.
I got tired of you guys dumping on me.
Yay!
So here we
I
are.
love it. Welcome, Jared. It's your first time on Liberty Libations.
It is. Thanks for having me.
What is your libation of choice?
I don't have a libation. I was
Okay.
busy doing accounting.
We're removing you. And you're back.
I'm back. I would get a glass of whiskey. I just got a new brand, and I don't remember what it's called, but it was good. So if I remember it, I'll come back sometime and tell everybody.
I probably need to go to the store and get some whiskey. I don't have.
Y'all are really.
I don't have any bourbon here right now.
I'm gonna pour a whiskey. Y'all keep chatting.
Invited Dave Benner on. We'll see. We can dump on him now for not being on since Jared's here.
Yeah.
I thought about telling him to get on this earlier.
All right. Well, let's see if he gets on. I'm gonna pour a whiskey. Y'all keep talking about how much Jared sucks.
Okay.
Preach. So
you start, Jared. Just let up.
You start.
Like, what are your insecurities? Why do you hate yourself?
And then we will take every piece of that and we will dig into
weaponize it.
I love it.
I will give that info to the SPLC immediately.
Perfect. I hear that's on the docket. It's in the plan, so I'm ready for it.
You just gotta trust the plan. Yeah.
Trust the plan. It's coming.
Sláinte, y'all. I'm back.
Cheers.
This is the most amount of guests we've had on Liberty Libations. This is great. I think at this moment we only have one watcher, and I'm wondering, Paula, are you the one watcher?
Seems like it.
This thing's gonna blow up later, though. I just know it.
Hey, I
got one watcher now. It's gonna be super popular tomorrow.
Dude, Shane said he was gonna pop on too, and as soon as he gets home, I feel like he might pop on. They're still at jiu-jitsu.
It's getting past his bedtime though, so.
Yeah, that's true. He is an old fart. Let's see. Anyway, what were you doing talking to Benner?
Region 2 meeting. It's just, I think once a month or so. There was really nothing like too crazy to discuss this time, but
yeah, the crazy stuff kind of happened already.
What kind of crazy stuff for those who don't know?
I'm thinking New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah. New Hampshire keeps tweeting out crazy stuff that gets them in trouble repeatedly. Jared, have you been on this whole time?
No, I got in probably about 30 minutes.
Did you watch us watch some Alex Stein videos?
I did watch the very last bit of that. It was.
They're just my favorite. They're just my favorite thing on the internet right now.
I did get a kick out of making fun of Dan Crenshaw to his face.
To his face.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's permanently eye patch McCain at this point in time. I don't think he's going to ever have a different nickname besides that.
No, that was clever.
It's amazing. It's so spot on. It's crazy.
Was it Tucker Carlson that came up with that first, or?
I don't know. Was it not Alex?
I don't think so. I've heard it for a while now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it less fun. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Whoever did it was clever, and I give them a thumbs up for it. First time I heard him, like, I can't remember when it was. It was probably 4 or 5 years ago that I was like, oh yeah, this dude's pretty great. He's cool. He's got it down. He's like all about America. And then he started talking about some Keynesian economics stuff on his podcast. Did y'all know he had a podcast? Pretty sure he bailed on it, but.
You talking about Alex?
No.
Dan?
Yeah.
Eye
patch.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
And
Eye Patch had a podcast?
Yeah, you got to go find it and then just post it everywhere and make fun of him for it. Because
he talked about Keynesian economics.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Was it more or less successful than the Obama's podcast?
Ooh, that's a good
that
question.
still a
We should
thing?
look up stats.
No, Spotify deleted it. Or
I think
don't
they
know
want
if
to be on the
deleted
same
it, but they-
platform as Rogan, or at least that was their excuse for nobody wanting to listen to him.
Yeah, no one wanted to listen to them. That was the
That's
Hold
the real
These Truths with Dan Crenshaw.
That's the one. When's the last episode?
Let's see. Wow. Wait. No, he's still doing them.
He's still doing them.
He did one 2 days ago.
Look at that. What are they about?
Episode 241. Here, I'll just share the screen. Let's see here.
Zuby was on.
Peter Huntsman is one of the foremost experts on energy and chemical markets. He joins us to examine the multiple crises. Also, is anybody else really sick of this phrase? Foremost experts?
Yes.
Just trust him.
It literally means
Although,
nothing.
Did you hear we might have dodged a big one today?
No? What kind of
The
big one?
railroad strike.
Ooh, yeah, that could have been bad.
It's not happening.
They've reached a tentative deal.
So, what
Which I think means
what
the
kind of
union still has
impacts
to
would
do
a
it.
railroad strike have on regular people?
Like most of your stuff moves by rail.
Well, that's
Well,
big.
maybe not most of it, but like that's what those, the containers on ships come off the ships and they get either put on trucks or put on trains. Intermodal transit on trains has grown massively in the past couple years. And so
Interesting. Don't you
your
work in that
ports-
industry? Like, don't you do stuff like that?
Yeah. Well,
He builds
I do
trains.
You build
I
trains.
do transit rail stuff now, but
There we go. That's what it
I
was.
did I was previously heavier in the freight, yeah.
He shovels the
So-
coal into the burner.
That's what real engineers do.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nick.
I click buttons on the computer and then stuff happens. I click buttons on the computer and then customers get stuff that they want later.
I can't believe Zuby was on Dan Crenshaw's podcast. Do you
Maybe
think-
it's just 40 minutes of him calling him Eye Patch McCain and that there were no weapons of mass destruction. That'd be awesome. But
I mean, I feel like he had to have called him out on stuff, right? Although Zuby's not all that confrontational.
it's probably just a like standard interview. It's like, so
Yeah.
Zuby, tell me about yourself.
Who else does he have?
Oh,
Attorney General
you
Bill
grew up in
Barr.
Saudi Arabia?
Hmm.
Wow. Interesting. Elon Musk? No. No.
They just threw his name out there.
Yes, that's exactly what they did. I
The
can't believe Dan
progressive attack on
Crenshaw.
fun. On things like yelling at congressmen in the street, he's not really for.
Interesting. The Peter Zahan. Yeah.
Interesting.
I've got I've got the book that's mentioned there. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard another podcast breaking it down, and I thought I might want to read that and at least see what he's thinking.
Dave Rubin.
That's not surprising. He had on
Alex Epstein.
Alex
Alex Epstein a
Epstein.
lot when he first started his show. That was like one of his big things. It's like, oh, I got Dan Crenshaw on here.
How did Crenshaw get to be so popular?
Honestly, think it was partial. Like Dave Rubin, like promoted him quite a bit when he was first coming on the scene. But I don't know. There were other factors, I'm sure. But
And then Crenshaw went just completely establishment.
Completely. Like it for the first little bit of Crenshaw's career, I liked him, and then he started talking nonsense. What the heck? Man, he has done 240 episodes. That's insane.
Man.
Okay, my new goal is to get on Crenshaw's podcast.
Douglas Murray. He had Douglas Murray on. This is what happens when you lose an eye in the war on terror. So you
Looking
get,
for weapons of mass
you get really good
destruction that didn't
guests.
exist.
So to completely change subject, what other privacy tools do you recommend, Jake? Because I was tweeting a little bit about it today. We got Brave browser. Although you did a whole podcast on this, so I don't know if I'm asking you to just recant it all or
Dude,
recant.
I could talk about privacy basing your life for days, because that's like at the end of 2020, generally over Christmas break is when I reevaluate all of my choices with privacy and electronics and all this stuff, and I try to delete as many things as possible. And so, like,
you added that little bit on the end, like as your wife walks by, you can't be saying you're reevaluating all your choices, but
she knows I'm constantly reevaluating.
You're gonna get smacked.
No, she wouldn't smack me, right, Nick? You wouldn't smack me. Okay, she said maybe. What was the original question, Zach? I forgot what you just asked.
Like, what do you think are like the top 5 privacy tools that people should start using? Because like I was kind of trying to boil it down as much as possible today, and I kind of came up with like Signal, Brave, Bitcoin, sort of, although that doesn't plug in like quite as easily. But
yeah, Bitcoin's a little harder. It needs way more explanation. Like,
but
definitely Signal. Like,
that's
Signal,
the easiest.
Telegram, just anything that uses encryption that your phone and
I'm not sure about Telegram.
Well, I know Telegram started out as that, but I don't know what they're.
I'm less certain with Telegram too. I trust Signal right now for sure.
Yeah, I only trust Signal.
I was actually just reading the blog of Moxie Marlinspike, who's the dude who invented Signal, and he was like, he's skeptical about Telegram too, whether it's really end-to-end encrypted. And he says, and he may have, you know, insider information because he's worked in Silicon Valley, that they have plain text copies of everything that happens on Telegram. I don't know if it's true, but I've always had a weird feeling about Telegram. And Signal seems cool to me though. I've been using it since before it was Signal, and like back then it operated over SMS, so you could even like provably see that it was encrypting your messages. So
yeah, I will say I have way more confidence in Signal than any other messaging platform. Definitely stop using Google. Like that's the primary one. They handle 92% of the search engine traffic, and that means they're censoring every single thing that you search for, like, and tracking every single thing that you search for. And like, if you go and look at you can go deep into your Google settings and see what your digital profile is. And it is terrifying how much information they have on you. So like Brave, by far, like Brave and Signal are the top 2 things I always tell people, like, just start searching on those things rather than anything else.
And if you want to get extra techie on it, you know, you can run an Umbrel, which that's less open, you know, that's kind of closed source. And so it's a little bit controversial, but Start9 has their software as well that you run on a Raspberry Pi. And I think they have their own, you know, you can store your own passwords on there and have your password manager linked to that, so it's not sitting on someone's server somewhere. I believe they have options where you can more or less use it as a cloud storage device for pictures or files and things like that. That way you can access that all through, you know, you can turn it on so it's all running through Tor, so you don't have to so you're you know, even doubly hidden there. And
interesting. Also, like,
interesting little tools.
What I've been doing recently is I started looking into just like how apps operate on your phone, and the amount of tracking they can do across other apps is alarming. Definitely do not just delete TikTok. If you have TikTok, delete it. Like, it is the worst app. If you just read their terms of service, Rogan read it on his podcast. Like,
there's a lot of sketchy stuff they do. Like, very much so. Like, I work in cybersecurity. I test apps. I've never tested TikTok, but I've, you know, read a lot about it from a technical perspective. And like, they're doing things like trying to read your clipboard. Like, if you copy something in an app, they will try to read it and see what you copied, even though it wasn't anywhere near TikTok when you did it.
Right. Which for me is a lot of time my passwords from my password keeper.
Yeah, because those are, if you get good passwords, they're hard to type in, and you may want to copy and paste them.
Yep.
And then every time they get called out on this stuff, they're like, "Hey, why you reading our clipboard? What are you doing this for?" And they're just like, "Oh, that's a feature we don't use." Well, then turn it off. Like, you don't need it.
Right. Yeah. So like I've been deleting one app at a time and creating basically a shortcut to use it through Brave, so that they can track far fewer things if you like log into Twitter through Brave rather than the Twitter app. So that's what I've been doing a lot of.
The apps make it so convenient, and the user interface is so, you gotta, I guess, balance things. But
dude, people are like, that's the sale. Like that's what these companies are counting on, is you wanting convenience over security. It's like people wanting to be safe rather than secure. Like those two things are completely different. And people want to feel safe, but they don't understand that by giving like authority of your safety to somebody else makes you very insecure in the long run. And that's the exact same thing that these companies are doing, is you're sacrificing your safety and your privacy and, quite frankly, like a lot of your personal data for convenience.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not paying for something, you're probably the product. So, when you're using free Gmail, which I'm guilty of too, it's really easy to, center your whole life around your Gmail account, and all your accounts point to that email address, and all your files are there, and all your pictures are backed up from Android or whatever.
Yep.
Super easy, but you're not paying for it. That means they're monetizing you.
Yeah. I started testing out UBDI. Y'all heard of UBDI?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a way for you to take back your personal data, and you get to profit off your personal data rather than somebody like Google. I haven't gone completely into it yet. I know they used to be an advertiser on part of the problem.
Yeah, I think I'd heard that before.
I downloaded it, but I never actually.
I started messing around with it. It's definitely difficult. It's definitely takes some time to understand what's going on with it. But I don't know. It seems like it's a decent product, or at least the start of a solution for this problem. I don't know yet, though.
So with Brave, it's been one of my, signals up there. It's like my number one. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's my texting app that I use both for secure and insecure. If you're on Android, you can make it your default app.
That's amazing.
And then Brave, I've done the same. It's my default browser on Android and on Windows. And when I used Mac there too. I will say, if you download it and it just looks funny to you and you're like a stickler and you're stuck in your ways like I was, go through the settings and change things, and you will get it looking just like Chrome, feeling just like Chrome or Firefox or whatever.
Yeah, and you can customize the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I was noticing that last night. I definitely took an edible last night and started messing with my Brave settings, which is like a different level of nerd. But man, you can do so much stuff with Brave, and I love that. Oh, look who's going to join us, Mr. Dave Benner. Welcome to Liberty Libations, Dave.
Dave,
I'm invading, man. This is awesome. Thanks.
We'll stop talking trash about you now.
Yeah, this is the time to stop. When I leave, like the second I leave, you can get it going again. So
don't worry, that was always.
But while you're here, you can explain about the history of the communist threat in America.
Dude, I'm reading.
Boil that down.
Go for it, Dave.
Oh, what's that, Jerry?
I was reading the which one did you do? You recommended Blacklisted by History.
No, wait, is that Stanton's book?
Stan. That sounds right. M. Stanton Evans.
I'm gonna have to search for this. So Haynes has a great book. Wait, yeah, Blacklisted by History. Yes, that's one of the two best. There's also one by a guy named Haynes that's really good on the Venona project that's all related to. But yeah, that's an amazing book that'll totally floor you and about like the traditional narrative that we get in schools regarding the Red Scare. Like people depict this as that if that was like this paranoid witch hunt, but really communists had infiltrated like the highest levels of the government all the way to the second person in command of the Treasury, the head of the OSS, which was the forerunner of the CIA, and all sorts of other top officials in the State Department. And this is completely buried. Like you never hear about this stuff. So.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't know much about any of that, honestly. That's interesting. I really enjoyed Renegade History, which was a completely different kind of thing, but Blacklisted. Okay.
I'll
There it
just
is,
note
folks.
that in tech, now we have to say allow listed rather than blacklisted.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Politically incorrect, man. Come on. You get with the times.
I've got
you serious?
And jump off
Yeah.
the building real quick. I'll be back. We're not.
So just the word, you just can't, like, I know that I do real estate photography, so we also do like floor plans and stuff like that. I'm no longer allowed to write master bedroom. I have to write owner's suite.
That's a legit thing. I was seeing the rumors of that going around. I didn't realize that was actually happening at the photography.
Yep. We were very much told to stop doing that.
There's a whole bunch of them in like tech that they're trying to change. Like there's a attack called man in the middle. And I've had a former coworker be like, don't say man because that's not inclusive. Say machine in the middle. And I'm just like, nobody's going to know what I'm talking about. Like this is a well-known, not like well-known, but in the industry, people know what that is. They don't know what you're talking about. And I'm pretty sure nobody's upset.
Plus that's like a childhood game. Like man in the middle. Like,
yeah,
that's just, that's insane, dude. That's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Dave, it's your first time joining Liberty Libations. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you are?
Yeah, cool, man. Well, I'm the current Region 2 rep on the LNC representing this region, Region 2, which encompasses Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, the Peach State, which you guys all represent, Mississippi, and Alabama. So it's my pleasure to do that. I've kind of been a libertarian more or less since 2004 when I randomly stumbled upon a book by Murray Rothbard called A History of Money and Banking in the United States. And from there went down the rabbit hole. You know, I'm really active in the party. I help run the social media, namely the Twitter account. And I'm also the communications director for LP Tennessee. So really excited you guys are in the region. You guys are an awesome affiliate. Love to, I've met all of you guys, had great conversations with all you guys. You guys have an awesome affiliate. So
nice. You got Josiah Baker up there, right?
Yeah, you know Josiah. Yeah, he's great. We
I
actually
love
meet.
Josiah.
Yeah, we almost meet like every other week. Tomorrow, actually, we're gonna go out on the town for a little bit in Franklin. So yeah, Josiah's great.
Have you ever met Casey Sable?
Casey's become one of my best friends, Jake. Yeah, absolutely. And actually, that's like I know there's some connection between you and him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's become one of my best friends. We talk all the time about metal, history, politics.
That dude is the shit, man. He's awesome.
Great.
So he was one of the ones who ended up inadvertently completely helping me get to be an ANCAP. So like I just started following him on Instagram because he's an artist that works with my best friend Jay Denton in Los Angeles, and I just started following his posts, and man, his posts on Instagram are awesome. And so like he helped me get to be an ANCAP, and he's writing, I'm using 2 of his songs in my documentary that comes out next month.
Dude, that's killer. And I met Jay too, also another great guy.
Nice.
So yeah, Jay is cool too. Both those guys are brilliant. And Casey is a ridiculously talented musician too, like unfair talented. So
yes, he is. Dude is like
and
his
cat
voice.
musician. You don't find that very often.
No. And like unapologetically, like full on ANCAP musician. Like he's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Apparently he's got a pretty big following in Scandinavia. Like
yeah, he was saying that they actually play like on actual Scandinavian radio. They play his songs, which is like arena rock stuff. Yeah. It's really kind of interesting. But Scandinavia is the kind of epicenter of power metal. That's kind of a subgenre of metal that me and him just love and talk about all the time. So
nice. Did he ever I can't remember. He was doing some project that seemed kind of like comedic metal. Did he ever tell you about that one?
He didn't, but he has a lot of different projects. I don't know about that one though.
He was doing something with like trolls and like forest fairies and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, you should ask him about that, because some of the lyrics he was coming up with were hysterical and like
Sounds
sung
he's pandering
in
to the Scandinavians.
I mean, really.
Scandinavian entryism, dude. Alt Scandinavia.
Yeah, he's a beast. Let's see if I can
So what's a good like metal 101? Like I've been into like hardcore. I've just never, I don't know if that's bleeded over into metal at all. What would be like a quintessential metal band that you would?
I'm not the guy to ask for this.
Man.
I literally only know cases.
Like in terms of like classic metal, it's like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, bands like that. But metal has so many different offshoots and subgenres.
You're talking about Dave metal. What do you like?
Oh, for me, like I like almost all of it. I don't like a lot of like black metal and some death metal, but I really like power metal. So I'll give you some examples like Ed Guy, Sonata Arctica, Iced Earth, Hammerfall, Manowar. They're cheesy as hell, but they're awesome. Bands like that I just love.
Never heard of any of them, unfortunately. I will look it up though.
You ever heard of Manowar?
I mean, from Dave's shirt, but
me and Casey we just love Manowar, but it's like the cheesiest 80s. You just have to listen to their lyrics. It's so over the top cheesy, but it's great.
I like cheesy.
Looks like Rich is in the comments, Dave.
Rich Leach?
Yeah.
What's up, Rich? How's it going? Rich is repping from Tennessee, volunteer over there. Oh, and by the way, Zach, Blind Guardian, it's a Tolkien-themed heavy metal band. They've released 3 albums that are exclusively based on various books from Tolkien.
Writing this down.
That's
Say it
amazing.
again?
Wait, say the name
Blind
again.
Guardian.
Blind Guardian. Okay, I gotta write this down too.
I knew Zach would dig that one.
Yeah.
Who's been watching the new Lord of the Rings on Amazon?
Me and Zach were just talking about that, man.
What thoughts?
Okay, so I'll give you my quick thoughts. Is I watched 15 minutes of it. I'm just gonna say the same thing I said to Zach. First 5 minutes, I was like, "Holy crap! They're setting this up awesome." I love the Silmarillion. They show like those 2 trees in the Elvish land with Morgoth in the shadows. I'm like, "Holy crap! This is gonna be like just badass." And then all of a sudden, like Galadriel swings through with a sword. Like, I'm like, yeah, it ruined like the whole thing for me, and I didn't continue.
Yeah, it is not my favorite. I always give a show 3 episodes, and I'm 3 episodes in, and I'm just, man, they just brutalize it. Like, it's Tolkien, and you're ruining Tolkien. It drives me insane.
I like it all right. I'm not picky though. I'm entertained.
Yeah, I mean, it has some entertainment value. Somebody was saying the other day, it was Elon Musk, I think, tweeted it that like most of the dudes in it are pansies and jerks. It's like, yeah, there's only one that seems to not be. It's the elf dude, the black elf guy.
Apparently, he in real life has been training to be an elf pretty hard. Like I've learned this from my wife, so this is all second or third hand. But like he was taking horseback riding and archery and all sorts of stuff.
Is it Elrond or a different?
No, it's
the new elf, the one
guy.
that's like in prison camp. Well, sorry, I don't want to say anything about the show.
You
but-
can, dude. People can stream whatever they want. It doesn't matter.
I don't think that's even a spoiler.
It's not. I'm pretty sure it was in the trailer for it. But like, it's the guy who is in love with that village chick who used to be married to Tom Cruise. I don't know if any of y'all know anything about pop culture, but she basically got forced to marry Tom Cruise.
Is it Katie Holmes?
Is that the one
No,
he jumped
it was
on the couch
after Katie
about?
Holmes, I think.
Like, was that the one where he was jumping on Oprah's couch saying "I love this woman" or whatever, or was that Katie Holmes?
I don't know about that.
I thought that was yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know anything about Hollywood.
Did y'all never
thankfully.
watch the Scientology documentary on HBO?
No.
Dude,
I did at one point.
holy
that
crap, man! Like
The
that
one with
goes.
Leah Remy?
I don't remember who was in it, but
No, not that one. There's another one. Every couple of years, there's a Scientology documentary that comes out.
yeah, but this one was like particularly huge. And
See, you say married to
clear.
Tom Cruise. You say married to Tom Cruise, and my mind went to Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, Nicole Kidman.
I think that's who I was thinking of. I just don't know actors very well, but that sounds familiar. She's Australian, right?
Yeah, my wife's actually working with her right now.
Oh, cool. Tell her I said good day.
Her and
Ask her if
Zac
she likes
Efron
them
are in a movie
bugs.
together.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were already in a really weird movie together called The Paperboy. Freaking
That was a great
bizarre, man.
NES game, though.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that. I was terrible at it as a
It
kid.
was hard, man. Remember the dog would freaking chase you and the breakdancing dude on the middle of the street blocking
And
you?
if you rode over the grate, like a monster would grab you. And then I was always like throwing newspapers through people's windows. I was an awful paperboy. Like,
Oh, you control. Yeah, you control in that game.
Wait, there's an actual video game where you're a paperboy?
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
classic, man.
Nintendo.
It was hard. I'm pretty sure I got like 30 seconds in and threw it all the way through everyone's window every time.
See, when I was a kid, I just played the same 30 seconds over and over again. Like, I'm awful at video games, but I will just play this. I'm
Right.
fine. I'm sure it annoyed my older brother a lot, but
Dave, what's your drink of choice when you're drinking?
Oh man, I like vodka Red Bulls and like Jack and Cokes, man.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I
Vodka
like
Red
vodka
Bull?
and-
You
and
party
whiskey.
hard?
Oh yeah, I love them, man. I have those a lot, too much.
Okay,
those are
I ha-
great. Yeah, Jack and Cokes, Crown and Cokes. You know, I don't discriminate too hard, but those are probably my two biggest.
you're the only 39-year-old I've ever heard say that.
Oh, I love them, man.
I assume
I
you're
think
39.
when I was at your convention, I think I had like 4 or 5 of them that night alone.
I haven't had a Red Bull vodka since college.
I think you had some at LPPA also.
I did.
Playing around.
They used to have. I went to school at SCAD in Savannah, and there was this bar there that made vodka Red Bull slushies.
Oh,
Okay.
Dude,
I would love.
they were so like every single time I would have 2 or 3 of them, I'd somehow end up on the beach, which is like 45 minutes away. I had no idea how I got there.
You can't all be built like Dave.
That's
Ugh.
impressive. If those are your drinks like that,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
He doesn't play.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
That's
Hey,
it.
this is a volunteer state, man. This is where the bootleggers and distillers came out yonder and started new entrepreneurial pursuits. So, yeah, man, moonshiners up down here. Let's go.
Entrepreneurial pursuits. I like the way you put that. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah.
Just because it was illegal at the time doesn't mean it wasn't entrepreneurial.
And that's the plain English version of it. Bootlegger is the government slur for what they're doing.
There we go.
But some
Ooh,
people
I like
own
that.
it, though, right? They own
Oh,
it.
I'm
They're
fine
like,
with
yeah,
owning it. Yeah.
yeah, that's what we are.
Did y'all ever see that movie Lawless with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy? It was about bootlegging.
No,
It's a good movie.
Hardy's awesome though.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It
Good
was
actor.
Jessica Chastain was in it. A few others. It was a really good movie.
I
It
gotta
was
check
about
that out
bootlegging.
actually.
Yeah, it was a solid one. I mean, it's about bootlegging, so there's a lot of death involved.
What about for the peach state? You guys love like what Jeremiah weed and stuff, right?
What?
I don't know.
what
Peach
that
schnapps. You love Southern Comfort. You guys are like the Southern Comfort boys.
Are
right?
any of
We
us
love-
from Georgia?
I am.
You two are?
Yeah. Chickamauga.
Chickamauga.
Well, I was
Jared-
born in Tennessee, actually, but I'm from Georgia. I lived there my whole life, but
Interesting.
except as a little baby.
Jared, where'd you grow up?
Atlanta born and bred.
Wow.
Yeah. But like not Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outskirts of Atlanta.
Right. Standard fare. But
Interesting.
for a Tennessee guy, Wait, it's Atlanta, right? So it's all the same.
It's all the same. Atlanta's basically half the state.
Right.
Georgia exclusively drinks rabbit eye wine.
That is true. Will Bell would like us all to know that rabbit eye wine is the wine of Georgia.
We got to get
Yeah.
Will
We
on
should
here
see if he'll
sometime.
sponsor.
Dude, it's actually really good.
It is
Like,
really good. I
My
enjoy it.
wife loves it too, and she's a wine drinker. I'm not much of a wine drinker, but I've had it and I like it. I love blueberries, and it kind of tastes like blueberries. So.
Yeah, it was
Yeah. This episode brought to you by
You
Rabbit
can't
Eye Wine.
officially say that, Nick. Come on.
By Will Bell.
You're gonna get us shut down. You're gonna make one person very disappointed. The only person who's watching this live stream at this point.
You can order with discount code.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Dave, we're a very small YouTube channel at this point, but we haven't done any posting in like a year and a half was the last time somebody posted something on this. And so about 3 months ago, I started doing the podcast again and started doing this kind of thing where me and Nick and occasionally someone else will get on and just start talking liberty and nonsense and all sorts of stuff. So we're just trying to grow the channel.
Yeah, is it going on the main LP Georgia channel?
This is the main LP Georgia channel. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I love that you guys are doing this. I don't know of other affiliates that are really doing something like this, actually. So this is great.
Have you listened to the real podcast episodes?
I haven't. I saw you guys have done one episode or two or something like that. I haven't seen them though. I'm sorry.
Jake's up to like 12 or 13.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You have a lot going
Smacking
on.
in the
It's all
face.
good, man. But yeah, like we actually had some pretty stinking good episodes so far. I mean, obviously interviewed like Shane, Ted Metz, Ryan Graham, Martin Cowan, like all of our big candidates. And
I've had people reach out to me and say, I heard this on the podcast.
Wow.
And, yeah, like somebody today heard Ted's episode and reached out over email and wanted to know, I forget exactly. I think they wanted to get in touch with Ted and they wanted advice from him, and it was great.
Wow, that's amazing. I have
And
a
then,
feeling I see a lot of stats from like what posts our podcast. And I just think those stats are completely wrong because Nick has said people reach out to him. Elizabeth has said tons of people talk to her about it. And like Buzzsprout, which is what we use, tells me like 5 people, like 20 people, 30 people maybe watch it. But it definitely feels like there's a lot more people who actually watch the podcast. Maybe it's listening to it. I don't know how the numbers get tabulated.
Yeah, but you've done some other good ones. The guy out in Polk County who
that's our biggest one so far. Yeah,
changing the laws on him to mess with his property so he couldn't live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely our most watched episode on YouTube. It's got more hits than anything else that LP Georgia has done, I think, ever. So
good.
That was a good episode and a good story. And I really like doing those like special interest pieces where you talk to people who have actually been affected by terrible government within Georgia. It sucks to hear all those stories, but it's good to get them out there,
Yeah, man.
It's good to get the story on record. And then
And the other side of it too, especially with something like this, like the official narrative is always going to be, oh yeah, this crazy dude came in and broke all the laws and we're trying to get rid of him in our city or our county or whatever.
Yep.
But it's like you, especially being new to a place, you don't have any kind of institutional knowledge. You don't have any kind of like, what can I do about this? So having other people hear your story and be like, man, these people are awful. It builds it up and it gives you a voice. So I love it.
Big time. Yeah, I like it. I mean, look at that. 474 views, which isn't tons, but it's not bad for compared to like 67 views for most of our other ones, like in the 60s a lot. And yeah, that Polk County one got a lot of traction. I don't know. I wonder why. Do you think it's because he spread it around so much?
Probably.
Could be.
Yeah.
It's Tim Leslie, by the way, I think. And his wife, who Unfortunately, I forget her first name, but
yeah, they were wonderful.
I've seen them all over social media lately, killing it.
Yeah, they love the LP now. It's great.
Speaking of, your social media is killing it, man. I love your Twitter. We love to retweet them from National. You guys are crushing it.
Sweet.
So,
That's good.
And those two videos you guys did with various members of the party, did you direct those, Jake? They were sweet. By the way.
Yeah, I did those.
Awesome, man.
The had enough campaign or whatever.
Yeah,
that was a fun one. And then the legalized cannabis one. Was that the one? What was the other one?
The had enough one stuck out to me. I
Yeah.
might have seen the other one, and it doesn't strike me right now. But the had enough one was awesome. We definitely retweeted that from National.
That's I liked that ad a lot. I shot a lot of that at the National Convention. Jared was
Featuring
in that.
Scott Horton.
That's how we got Scott Horton.
Yeah.
Don't say anything good about Metallica post Dan Justice, and you can get Scott Horton.
But more importantly, featuring Jared Bell, and Amanda Bell, Maxine.
Oh yeah, Amanda was in that. Maxine was in it. Maxine,
Mitch,
Mitch, Shane,
Ramon,
who is not our biggest fan, but
he took a break from yelling at me to be on camera. So.
Yeah, that was good.
I love Ramon.
He was yelling at you, and he was best friends with Andrew that whole weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hey, I've seen a picture with Ramon and like Josh Smith hugging it out. So
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
They're frenemies.
Yeah, you can, dude. We can. It doesn't like. There's a lot of dissension within the party ranks, but dude, just treat everyone just like you treat outsiders that you want a coalition on single issue things with, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'd work
100%.
with communists on ending the war if I could. So
yeah, I completely agree. Like, I don't care for the people who just like burn bridges just to burn bridges. Like, you can work with people even if you don't agree with them on everything, and even if you don't even friggin' like them. Like, I don't understand why so many people are obsessed with just getting rid of people who they disagree on one thing, or just even if it's one major thing. Like, let's work together to get some of the stuff done that we need to get done.
libertarians are the worst at it too. We'll find like that 2% differential between us and then like swear off every other thing that person ever did in their entire life. We're so good at that.
I turned on one of the podcast episodes that Jake released. I turned Jake on to I think it was a 2010 National Convention speech from Michael Badnarik.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, did a whole episode about that and started. I basically just ranted for 30 minutes about how libertarians need to get their crap together and stop arguing.
Was it about wearing suits and like he was really kind of like I've seen that, man. I don't even fully agree with that, but Badnarik was an awesome candidate and he really had a special passion for teaching others about liberty. He just passed away like what a month ago. So
did he really?
That's how I discovered this was through certain channels giving tribute and played that one, and I'm like, there are things that I don't necessarily agree on in it, but there's a lot in it that I go, yeah, he kind of nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great. He was one of the first guys I stumbled upon because it was 2004 when I stumbled upon this stuff, and he was the presidential candidate, the last real radical one we had. So let's fix that in 2024, right?
Heck yeah.
How did hear he died? He was only 66. It looks like.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I remember, like, one of my biggest libertarian regrets is when I was a young teenager. I was just walking around Chattanooga with my dad, and then I don't even know how we found out, but he's like, "Oh, we're inside Smoky Bones here. There's some guy running for president." And my dad was a libertarian. He kind of knew who Michael Badnarik was. He's like, "Do you want to go in and meet him?" And I'm just like, "Nah, I don't care. That sounds stupid." He went in and met him, and I just sat outside, like, because I just didn't care about politics, and I thought running for president sounded like the dumbest thing you could do.
Has anything changed?
Not really.
That's great. I mean, I feel like I would have done the same thing at some point in my life. Dave, I think most of us have talked about how we became libertarians. Like, what was your path to finding liberty?
Yeah, I guess I touched upon it a little bit, but it was really just like during a random college research project, my degrees in history education, bachelor school, and University of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I was doing a research project on central banking, actually. And I didn't have any disposition, although I was like a total neocon shill for the war in Iraq, for the Patriot Act, Department of Homeland Security. It is embarrassing as hell.
Yep,
I've
me too.
sought penance for that for years since then. But I stumbled upon this book by Rothbard, and it wasn't meant to be like just this kind of philosophical epiphany, but that's kind of what it ended up being. From there, I discovered like Ron Paul and Walter Williams and Badnarik, Jacob Hornberger, all sorts of the voices in the movement back then that eventually led me to like D. Lorenzo and Tom Woods and stuff like that. But man, I just stumbled upon it that way. I got really kind of tangentially involved in the LP back then, still was really young. And I became kind of a child of the Ron Paul revolution in 2008. Absolutely. Some other stuff that was happening in the LP caused me to take a step away from that, namely something we called the Portland Massacre. It was kind of the ascension of the pragmatists, then called reformers in 2006, and then nominating Bob freaking Barr for president in 2008. So that combined with Ron Paul running got me kind of on his train. And then when his campaigns ended, came back to the party. So that's where we are. Never thought I would run to be like a regional rep or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just, worked harder and harder, always been interested, especially in like the communications and messaging. That's where I think, my biggest role is to play in this whole fight. But yeah, man, hope that answers it.
Heck yeah. For me, I know that like once I found the Libertarian Party, I like figured, and like this whole, like everything that we believe in, it was something that I had clearly had throughout my life. I just didn't know. I never had it expressed and like written out before. Was that something that you found like when you came to the LP? Was it like, oh, I'm home now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because even as like a conservative, I knew there was something wrong. Like I called myself, a nationalist conservative because this is the small government party, right? This is the party that believes in free markets and balanced budgets and stuff like that. And that couldn't be more untrue based upon what they did. They totally betrayed the American people, and I just didn't put it together until like years later when they're adding prescription drugs to Medicare Part D and fighting these fruitless perpetual wars, and the Federal Reserve's inflating the currency, and all the pieces kind of formed together in a puzzle in my mind. And we're like, yeah, this is where I belong. I am not a neocon. So I did have that experience.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, I just remember growing up like being super anti like authority. I just have a problem with authority in general, especially just arbitrary crap that makes no sense. Like, just do what I say, not what I do. That kind of thing drives me. Always drove me nuts. And so, I don't know. Yeah, when I found the LP, I was just like, oh, this is what I've been looking for a very long time. And
that's awesome, man. I'm glad that maybe Casey and who you said Nick or Zach played a role in that.
It was Casey, and then through more mainstream, like I went from Crowder to Shapiro to Dave Smith.
Sure.
And so Dave Smith, I was like, okay, this is it. Like, that's the one.
That's my boy, man. He helps out on the social media team still, not as much as he used to, but it's surreal just being able to work with him on anything. So
yeah, that's awesome.
He's great.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he'd get back to Jake.
I sent him a message on that.
It's all good. It's all good. I know he's a busy dude. Everybody in the LP is busy as crap, man. We all wear so many hats that there's not enough time to do everything that we want to do.
But we're still gonna harass Dave. So
oh yeah, no, I'm gonna keep harassing him on Twitter. Yeah, we tried a whole Twitter campaign a couple days ago trying to get him to notice it, but it is what it is. You can't get everybody. It's still going to be a good movie. It'll come out on October 6th, by the way, for anybody who wants to know. Divide and Dominate: How the Powerful Steal More Power. It'll come out on Vimeo. Self-published.
Seen on billboards around Atlanta.
It is, and around Georgia, state of Georgia in general.
Nice, yeah, they can pre-order, can't they, Jake? Where can they pre-order?
You can pre-order right now. Vimeo.com/ on demand /Divide and Dominate or peacefulseaproductions.com. We're also going to have a big old billboard in Times Square the week it comes out. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Go get it. Peacefulseatproductions.com. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be great. Jared Bell gave me an exclusive interview on Sunday. It was phenomenal. I started editing it today, putting it in the film. My animator's working on animating that whole section. There's this whole section where Jared's whole thing was about talking about the Fed and the whole history behind it. And he does this whole thing where a guy walks into a bank and has an interaction with a teller. It's hilarious. And I'm having my animator just animate Jared talking both sides of the conversation.
That's fantastic.
It's going to be pretty great. Anybody else watching this Thursday night football? Because it is a good game. It's 17-17 right now.
Yeah, I'm actually watching. I got Justin Herbert and Hilaire going in a league. If you guys play fantasy, I'm really into that.
I've got
definitely into fantasy.
I've got both of those guys on different teams. One team I have Herbert, one team I have Hilaire.
Hedging his bets over here.
I don't think.
Well,
I have Eckler.
You know.
I have Eckler in this game. He's doing nothing. He's got 6 points. Goodness gracious! It's so hit or miss with Eckler. He's so small. He doesn't.
Certain
do
weeks
much.
he'll go off, but yeah, the rest of the time,
Right back.
the
Gets a
weeks
lot of
he's on your
catches.
bench is the weeks he'll.
He gets a lot of catches. He ended up being a top 10 guy, I think, last year. Actually,
Yeah, he
But a lot
it's
of
the catches that
touchdowns.
helps. Yeah,
yeah.
but
think
I
he
have
had,
him
like,
in a non PPR league. So like, what's the point?
That's not as good, yeah, for him.
I like my league. Like my main league is a dynasty league, so we get to keep 4 people from year to year.
Oh,
It's
okay.
awesome. So you
Yeah,
get
I love
to-
Dynasty too, but my Dynasty style is you keep all your players every year and you only draft
the
the
rookies.
rookies and
Yeah.
free agents you can draft.
Yeah, that's a fun way to do it too. I know, like, I forget. There's another term for that. Maybe it's just like
Some people
full-on
call it
dynasty.
legacy and some people call it
Yeah.
empire as well.
I've heard legacy. I never heard empire. That's
I'm a
interesting.
nut dude. I'm a fantasy nut dude.
Nice. Yeah, I always tell myself I'm just going to boil it down to 1 league this year, and I'm always end up in 3.
Yeah, I'm doing 4 and that's low for me. Do you play at Nick and do you, Jared?
No, I don't.
I keep it at 2 leagues right now, so that's not too bad.
Jared doesn't like anything fun, so
Right.
if it's fun,
Jared hates
just
fun.
exclude Jared from the conversation.
Outlaw
Right.
fun.
I'm a strict anti-fun kind of person, so the
I'm
baby
illogically
smells like it.
opposed to it.
Yeah, honestly, it's a moral thing. Honestly, it's really I find fun to be immoral. So
Jake, are you like San Fran fan or Rams or?
I am I hate saying what kind of fan who I'm a fan of because people just think it's stupid. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I grew up in Dallas, so
Tough times after week 1 for my squad too, though.
tough times after 1995.
It's
It's
been
been
a long
tough
time.
times for 27 years, Dave.
Yeah.
I hate being a Cowboys fan. If I could be any other fan, I would be. But honestly,
You wouldn't
I
be a
don't-
Lions fan during that span.
No, I would never be. I don't really want to be another fan. I just don't like that was born a Cowboys fan. And to pair that, I'm more of a college football fan, so I love college football, and so I'm a Texas A&M fan, which is just as bad as a Cowboy fan. Like we haven't won a championship since 1939.
I know Nick is a big Steelers fan. Are you an Atlanta Falcons fan, Jared? Or?
no, no,
Like I said, he's not a fan of fun.
anti-fun.
All right.
Thought you're gonna get me. No, sir, not today.
Bulldogs? No
I love-
Bulldogs either.
I'll
not
watch
sure
a
that-
Bulldogs game. I will.
I'm not sure there's any Falcons fans.
Those don't exist.
After that Super Bowl, there shouldn't be any Falcons fans.
Oh, dude, that Super Bowl.
The funniest thing, I wasn't living in Georgia at the time, and I was visiting Nikki, my wife now, and we went to a big Falcons like watch party, and at halftime everybody was celebrating like crazy, and I was like, dude, like listen up, like you still have Tom Brady going a full half, like what are you thinking? And sure enough, they pulled the Falcons and screwed themselves.
Dude, that was crazy.
One of my favorite Super Bowl watch parties I've ever been to.
It's a fun game to watch as someone that was like indisposed, but if you're a Falcons fan, that was a real heartbreaker for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have much else to say. Thank y'all for joining in on this. This was fun. We're going to keep growing this channel. We're going to keep talking Liberty stuff. I'm going to keep putting out the podcast for as long as I possibly can. So I really appreciate y'all joining. Whoever's watching, I know there's one person watching right now. We had a bunch of people at the beginning, and I know actually there's a decent amount that watch these kinds of things after it's ended. So thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for joining me here tonight.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Like, subscribe, and share. Do all the things.
Hit the little bell notification. Yeah.
Yes. If you're on YouTube, definitely do that. And yeah, Dave, Jared, Nick, I appreciate y'all. Zach's going to come back to the stream, and there's not going to be anybody here. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the chats. I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace, guys. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Later, y'all.